Golly, that's good.
I haven't found my first Blanton's.
Wow. That's different. I really like that.
Peychauds or Pechaud's or...
Yeah, now I'm gorgeous.
Although probably fuzzier was better.
Okay. So, this is not what I expected. Hey, it's Thursday and it's time. It's 7:30. It's Bourbcast time, so let's get right into it, shall we? I don't know what we're doing next week. Yes, I do. It's over there. I'll have to get it in a little bit. Sorry. All of a sudden, it just freaked. I got to get it now because there's something I got to talk to you guys about. It'll be so fun. I'll just pull it over here. There we go. All right. So, anyway, how's it going? It is Thursday night, and it is time to do some drinking. Maker's Mark. Tonight, this one is from the hills of Loretto, Kentucky, and what we're trying today is a Maker's Mark Private Selection Crumbled Coffee Cake. Part of what they call their wood finishing series. And this is a new bottle, so it's not going to give me a lot of wax trouble. You know, I don't like the wax because oftentimes if it's too old, it'll just crumble and end up everywhere. And this is a new bottle, so I'm not going to have that issue tonight. Okay. Let's see. It starts off as cask strength Maker's Mark, just like every other Maker's Mark, distilled from locally sourced corn and wheat, and barreled for about 6 years. Maker's Mark is a wheater, a wheated bourbon, meaning the red winter wheat is the secondary grain. Oh my! Instead of the rye. Good night. There we go. Whew. Mash bill is 70% corn, 18% wheat, and 14% malted barley. Now, after that aging, let's go ahead and get this poured. 10 custom wood staves, made of American or French oak, are added to the barrel. There we go. And then those barrels are moved down into the cellar, the basement, literally. There's a limestone basement, about 50 degrees year round, and they put them down there for the rest of, I'm not going to put that cork back on just yet. They put it down there for the rest of however long it ages with the staves in the barrel. I don't know. I wasn't able to find that. I think somewhere I saw 6 to 9 weeks. Somewhere I think I saw somewhere longer. How long those staves stay in the barrel, I do not know. So, let's see. They say there are 1,001 different combinations. So every time they release one of these, it's unique, and it may be the only time you're going to see it. So we're going to give this a shot. Basically, this is the result of the influence that French oak staves have on Maker's Mark to make it Maker's 46. Makers experimented on over 100 different stave finishes to find what they wanted to do for Maker's 46, and it was the 46th experiment that stuck, hence Maker's 46. Makers and Maker's 46 are quite different. They're the same mash bill, but because of the way they use the staves in the bottle, it's a little bit different. It's going to have a better flavor, and I'm not a big fan of the regular Maker's Mark. I mean, I'll drink it, it's fine, but I really like the Maker's 46. Those French oak staves are they're perfect. They really round that out. Let's see. So this is a combination they call Crumbled Coffee Cake. I'll be honest and tell you this is one of the first of these selections that I've actually taken a chance on because, quite frankly, the name turns me off. Everything is named after, well, not everything, but a lot of them are named after something that suggests a sweet taste profile. And like pecan pie a la mode, bread pudding. Last fall they had nicknames like milkshake and Grandma's Kitchen. Sorry, but the names don't appeal to me. Now, you call it smoked bacon, and I'll buy it every day. I'm a savory guy. I like smoked stuff, and when they give it those feelings of the sweetness and the cake and I'm not a big sweet eater. I'm not a big cake eater, cupcakes, anything like that. I just don't dig them. I'm not into it, and I don't eat. I don't eat, like, what was the one I said? Cobbler. I mean, I'll sometimes, but not very often. It just doesn't do it for me. Bread pudding. Bleh. That just bleh. Sounds bleh. Bleh. Anyway, name it hickory smoked bacon, I'm in. I hope this opens my mind a little. The latest release in Ohio brought us, see, this doesn't help it any, marshmallow crispy treat. That sounds revolting to me. I don't like marshmallows. And I have a thing against, like, the name Krispy Kreme for donuts. I don't know why. It just sounds vile to me. So I will not buy Krispy Kreme donuts. I'll buy donuts from just about anywhere else, Dunkin' Donuts or local place or whatever, but I am just not a fan. Bread pudding is actually really good. I'm sure it is, Aaron. I'm sure it is. Gah. It just sounds gross. And I don't know if I've ever had it, so it is what it is. But so they had marshmallow crispy treat. Again, I don't know. They had summer sweet tea. I don't like sweet tea either. I like unsweetened tea. I'm just very difficult to please when it comes to this stuff. Smoked maple glaze. Now, I like smoked maple, but calling it glaze turns me off because it sounds oozy and syrupy and sugary, like glazed cake or something like that, dripping icing, bleh. Just doesn't sound good. I just don't like the sweet stuff. Roasted French mediant, which doesn't sound bad, except for when you find out that it's named after a French confection with chocolate, dried fruit, and nuts. See, if they would name it something savory, I'd probably be all in, like Flynn. Crumbled Coffee Cake. Tasting notes. I'm not going to read those because I don't want to. You're worse than a woman. Well, I've been trained by women. So, the stave profile. Okay, so there are 10 different staves to choose from. I think 5 of them go in. Nope, I'm wrong. All 10 go in. The staves that they chose for this one are Baked American Pure. They actually named their staves. They got 100 different staves. So they named the staves, and some of these came out of the testing that they did for Makers 46. So they'd already done all the testing on these staves, on how they dry them in the air. They toast them more lightly and more slowly than they would a barrel. So they've done a lot of work to perfect these staves, and they've named them all. And the ones that they use for this one are Baked American Pure. They use 2 of those. They use 2 of the French oak that they use for the Maker's Mark 46, 2 of those staves. Roasted French mediant and toasted French spice. So there's going to be a lot of that French oak in this one. It does what it's supposed to do. It sits in those American oak barrels for 6 years, and then it goes on for secondary. Now, I had a chat online with a guy this last week who contends that once it goes into that secondary barrel, if it's not virgin white oak, American white oak, you can't call it bourbon. I think I understand where he's going from legalese. I think for me, though, to call it a finished bourbon connotates that something has happened to it after it finished its initial sitting in the barrel for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, whatever. So I'm going to go with the finished bourbon thing. Legally, maybe you can't call this bourbon. I'm going to call it bourbon. It's wheated bourbon. All right, let's do this. I hope this proves me absolutely... Well, on one hand, I hope it proves me right. I hope it's gross, because I don't want to start looking for these every time they come out. They're not cheap. These are like $80. So, yeah. This was from the ill-fated trip to Kentucky a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago tonight, as a matter of fact. I went down and I was going to buy some bottles on the way back, and I ran out of time, and it was 9 o'clock and everything was closing down. It's like, son of a gun. So I was working in Cincinnati the next day, and I managed to pick up a bottle going from location to location. I just took a little extra time to stop somewhere and get a bottle, and this is the one I bought. It's the only one that was interesting in the store. It wasn't a good store. It was an okay store. All right. Ooh. Yeah, so it's sweet. I'm getting pecans, maple syrup, maple syrup is all over this, honey, vanilla, a little bit of cinnamon. Yeah, actually quite a bit of cinnamon. So far, it's coming off sweet, as the title would suggest. So, very distant in the nose is maybe some orange peel. Yeah, that's very, very distant. All right. Okay, that was first taste. The proof on this, again, this started off as barrel proof. So this is 111.3 proof. It drinks about like that. It's not super hot. And it drinks like it's got some edge to it. That was for the burn. That was for the ethanol. Now let me get some flavor profiles here for you. Michael, Coachella Valley, Mike checking in. Hey, Mike, I was just thinking about you a little while ago, and that's not a lie. Where we are in Northwest Ohio, we get a high of 66 degrees today. 66. And as I was getting ready for the Bourbcast, I was remarking to myself that the house seemed cold. So I couldn't help but think about you, Michael, and wondering what the temperatures are out in Coachella today. So Coachella Valley, I know there's been quite a heat wave out west into the south. And we've actually had, I mean, it was stupid and humid yesterday and hot. We had like a 30-degree swing from highs. I mean, it was in the 50s last night, but we had like a 30-degree swing in a day. I'm not complaining. It was actually really nice out. I don't mind it being like 66 to 70 degrees. That's kind of nice. But, yeah, I was thinking about you. Okay, getting back to it. I'm getting dates. Dates on the finish for sure. Hazelnut on the palate. Toffee. It's not as sweet as honey. There is some honey in it, but it's more of a toffee flavor. Been mild here. The high today, 98. But very comfortable. 98. Oh my goodness. That's warm. I don't know what the humidity is in your valley. I know Southern California towards LA, humidity's not real bad some of the time. I'm not. I mean, I was at Santa Monica in 2019, and it was really nice the whole time. It was warm, but it was nice. Those ocean breezes just keep the humidity out for the most part. Anyway, yeah, 95. That's a warm one. Getting a little numb here. That barrel proof. Sorry. All right. dates, toffee. I'm getting a bunch of likes. Thank you. That's really cool. They're just flowing. That's neat. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. Maybe it's new. Cinnamon, for sure. There is a cakey toasted cereal note in there. It's not from rye because there's no rye in this. I mean, it's coffee cake. It is. I mean, that's what it tastes like to me. There's that coffee cake spice. There's cinnamon and there's I don't know what goes in coffee cake. So let me read their tasting notes. Velvety mouthfeel. Yeah, I agree with that. With aromas of roasted coffee beans, rich flavors of brown sugar. Yes. Warm cinnamon, yes, and bold baking spices, yes. Pie crust and dried fruit, hence the dates. So, I mean, it's a dry desert heat. Oh, okay. Well, then that's good. I've been in Albuquerque when it was like 125 degrees. I was trying to clean my windshield when I stopped for gas. I think it was even hotter than that. It was definitely hotter than that. It was like 128, something like that. Anyway, I went to squeegee the windshield, and as soon as I put the squeegee on the windshield, the water, the squeegee stuff would just dry to the windshield. So, I mean, I had to do it like an inch at a time. It took me forever to clean the windshields because it was so stupid hot. But it was dry, and it wasn't unbearable. And I've been in Las Vegas when it's been almost 120 degrees. And again, dry heat, not unbearable, but still it kind of feels like you're in an oven. 95 with that, probably like, I don't know, 85 here. So that'd be all right. Yeah, so their notes are actually pretty good. I'll read them again. Velvety mouthfeel. Let me test that. Mm-hmm. It's velvety. Very silky. Aromas of roasted coffee beans. I didn't get that on the nose, but I do sense some of that on the palate. And I wouldn't have had they not said anything. Brown sugar, warm cinnamon, they got it nailed. It's nailed. They got it. Dried fruit, that's the dates. I will say this for it. I don't like it. It's been an interesting experience. I know some people would really dig this experience. But as I told you earlier, I'm not into sweet stuff. And this is not my cup of tea. I love the Maker's 46. I love the whole idea of the thing. I love what they're doing with it. And there may be another one that I'll really like. I don't like this one. This will be one that's going to sit for a while until somebody comes over and wants to try it. Or until I run out of anything else and just need something to drink. But let's go ahead and do the next test. I don't like it neat. Let's see what happens to it when it's got a little water in it. This is about 1 milliliter of water. I love this thing. I mean, not to like pat myself on the back, but this is like one of the best things I ever bought for this stuff. I love this thing. This is so perfect. 1 milliliter, and you know, if it's a super hot one and it needs 2 squirts, great, 2 squirts, fine. 2 milliliters. But I mean, it's just perfectly. I love it. I'm glad I did it. Okay. All right. Swish it around a little bit. If this opens up more and gives me more of that sweet stuff, I'm gonna like it even less. I do have an ice sphere here. I don't know that I want to do it. To be honest. All right. Okay. I mean, it brought out more of that graham cracker sweetness on the nose. Cinnamon, honey, all that stuff that you like, you know, with graham crackers. I do like graham crackers. I don't eat them very often, but I like them. I like a graham cracker crust with cheesecake. So, I mean, I'm not a complete prude when it comes to sweets. It's not my preference. I prefer savory. All right. It improved the mouthfeel a little bit. It's even more silky, more velvety, as I like to put it. But that happens a lot. When you add water to it, it just happens a lot. Imagine the difference in the density between alcohol and water. When you're doing your distillation, the water, which is steam now and it's burning off, the alcohol stays. The alcohol potentially is heavier than water. You add a little water to it. I don't know this. I'm not a chemist. I'm just thinking out loud. But you add water to it, and it just changes the viscosity. A lot of times when you add water, you get a little bit silkier mouthfeel, even on an 80 proofer. This is not an 80 proofer. Okay. I'll say this, I prefer it with water. It mellows out that coffee cake stuff. It brings it back to more of just a normal bourbon. It's muting the flavors a bit. And that has me wanting to put it on ice and see what happens on ice. So let's do that. Bring out a glorious, fantastic, beautiful, clear ice sphere. I made a whole bunch of new ones. It needed it. Oh, let's do this. If we mute the flavors of this by making it cold, it may be more enjoyable to me because I didn't like it neat. I just didn't care for the flavor profile. And that's okay. I'm not going to love everything I try, although I do like a lot of them. I'm not going to love everything I try. And neither will you. My friend Kevin, I think he hates about half of what he tries. I'm surprised I didn't see him here tonight. He didn't like the Wednesdays because he got busy and he was able to do Thursdays, and then I went to Wednesdays for a couple of weeks because things were stupid busy. Went back to Thursdays and haven't heard from him. He was in Nashville last Thursday, and this Thursday I don't know what's going on. All right. Let's give this a shot. Yeah, I took it back the other way. No. Me no likey. The dates, the toffee, the baking spices, all that came back out again. I don't know how that can happen. Normally you mute the flavors and it'll either fall apart or transform. This one just, maybe I did it too soon. Maybe I did it too soon. I'll cool it down longer. As we're stirring and we're chilling this down, if you haven't caught Cobra Kai on Netflix, this was maybe, I don't know, the 5th season or something like that. I just finished the newest season last night. To think that I could enjoy 5 seasons of a karate show based on an 80s movie, but I do. I really do. I'm enjoying it. And I shouldn't be. And they really haven't... They've explored the characters a little bit, and they've done some stuff, but a lot of it's still just nostalgia, and the same old storylines, and the same old rivalries, and the same old stuff. But I'm really enjoying it. And last night was the season. I watched the season finale. I mean, it's all at once, right? On Netflix, you just binge the whole thing, right? So fine. But I drink when I watch TV, which is I don't watch a lot of TV, but I drink when I watch TV, so I don't always get to finish the episode. But anyway, if you get the chance and you haven't checked out, if you like the Karate Kid movies with Ralph Macchio and you haven't checked out Cobra Kai, you should check it out. It's a guilty pleasure. I watch so little TV anymore, but that's a guilty pleasure. I have enjoyed watching that show. All right. Now I've given this plenty of time. If it sucks, it sucks. Yeah. I was right the first time. It didn't really hide any of the flavors that I didn't like from the neat. I like it better on water. In this case, I'm not a fan of it neat, and I'm not a fan of it on ice. I wish I was. Makers is a brand. I am a Makers ambassador. They do have a barrel that is resting for me, and there are Makers products that I do like. The cask strength I like. The Makers 46 I like. Regular Makers Mark, meh. This, meh. Which is great, because that means I won't be tempted to buy like a whole bunch of these other ones, because they all have these sweet names. Now the one I kind of like, the one Grandma's Kitchen, I think is what it was. Yeah, Grandma's Kitchen. Now that reminds me of meatloaf. Now we're talking savory again, and I could do meatloaf. I like meatloaf. I do like meatloaf. So Grandma's Kitchen, roast beef. I could do. Well, the problem is that was last year, and I'm not going to see that one again. So that's the downside. These things sell out so fast. The place that I went, they had 2 bottles. One of them, this one, was the Crumbled Coffee Cake, and it sounded more along the lines of something that I might enjoy than the other one. The other one was, I don't remember what it was. It's just, no. Just, the sweeter it is, no. And this isn't sweet per se. Again, the dates are a dark fruit, toffee, and whatever they said, their notes. Brown sugar, yes. And it's not a light brown sugar, it's a dark brown sugar. So I suppose there's a savory aspect to the sweetness. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, don't like it. All right, so I did get the opportunity on Tuesday to meet Stephen Beam from Yellowstone. Now, Yellowstone is part of the Luxco purchase with MGP. So now Yellowstone is MGP. But Stephen was in Toledo, and I got the opportunity to meet him. And I did a live Bourbcast, so if you missed it, go back and watch it. We talked about what he's got, and I had a blast. I really had a good time. Stephen is a very, very nice person, and spent his time with me and talked to me about the mash bill and all those different things that I never thought I'd be concerned with, but now I've become a mash bill hawk. Told somebody that today. I want to know the mash bill. If somebody comes along and says, well, it's a high rye, and I find out that it isn't, I can say, no, it's a low rye, and vice versa. Well, anyhow, so I have this Yellowstone from 2019, and I pulled this out of my truck so he could sign it, and he's like, oh. This is like one of his favorite bottles. This is the 9-year Yellowstone. It's 101 proof. It was the last Yellowstone to come out in the cardboard tube. And he signed the tube for me, and he signed the bottle for me. And he gave me his card, and he said, if you're going to come to Yellowstone, let me know. I'm going to give you a tour. So he was really nice, really great guy. So I got that signed, which I'm stoked about, because that's one of those special occasion bottles. I'm not going to open that until something amazing happens. But I did pick up. No, that's not really. We'll do that. another time. No, that's not it either. No, that's not it either. Okay, so it's this one. This is the Minor Case Rye Whiskey. This is only... Oh, he signed it too, by the way. So, but I will open it. This is not a high proof. I want to say it's 86. I think that's what he told me, and I don't see it. Oh, it's 90. 90% alcohol, or 45% alcohol, so it's 90 proof. So that is the Minor Case, and I did try it, and it's very fruit forward. And what Steven told me is that he really likes fruit, and why not create something that's fruit forward? So that's what he did. The other thing he told me too is because they now have a gin, which is called Bowling and Birch. Steven does not like juniper as much. Juniper, of course, is pretty much a prevailing ingredient when it comes to gin. I like juniper. He doesn't. He's a gardener. He has all sorts of these flowers that he takes care of in his house, in his garden, and he wanted to do something different. And he signed this for me too. But Bowling and Birch gin, very, very floral. Lots of different botanicals that go into this one. It's very, very good. Just very tasty. Very, very good. And then the last one, of course, is... the Yellowstone. Now, we have talked about Yellowstone on the Bourbcast before. So this one is probably going to stay closed for a while. Got another signature. He was really nice. He signed every bottle he sold. Every bottle he sold, he signed, which was pretty neat. But this is just a 93 proof whiskey. It's a great whiskey. I like Yellowstone a lot. So you get the chance, you might want to pick these up. I do need to check one quick thing to see what's happening next week. Today is the 22nd, so next week is the 29th. We will do the Minor Case next week. All right? Minor Case is next week. Now, after that is October. And October is known as Sober October. So what we're going to do, we're not going to stop Bourbcasting because this is what I do. But, you know, it's time to break the tradition a little bit. In October, we're going to go back to low proof bourbons and whiskeys and ryes and I know rye's a whiskey, but we're going to go back to low proof stuff. And the night that we do the Bourbcast will be the only night that I drink that week. Right? Are you up to that challenge? If you are like a lot of us and have a nightcap, a nightly pour, maybe two, maybe more, are you up to the challenge of Sober October and only drinking on Bourbcast night or one night a week and making it a low proofer? That's what we're going to do in October. I'm not looking forward to it because these last 2 weeks have definitely demanded that I have a little more whiskey. But that's what we're going to do in October. Your liver will appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, so next week, again, going back to Minor Case, the Yellowstone product from now MGP, and looking forward to that. All right, so we will, if you get a chance to pick this up, I know it's in Toledo, so it's got to be all over the place. Minor Case, it's actually very, very good. I tried it already. I want to give it a proper tasting for you, but if you get the chance to pick it up, it's not super expensive, and it's good. I think you'll like it. So we will see you next week for Minor Case, and in the meantime, don't forget about Sober October coming up. Prepare for that, and we will see you around the ranch. You guys have a great rest of the week.